Today we got two of the Justice League's most powerful villains ever going head to head. Superboy Prime versus Fernus. Who comes out on top? Let's find out. Once a young, high-spirited youth in the real world with the powers of Superman, intense trauma has twisted Superboy Prime's sense of justice and morals, which is only been exasperated by the corrupted and effective heroes of post-crisis Earth, as well as the loss of his destiny as the universe's greatest protector. Superboy Prime possesses all the same powers as his counterpart Superman, but is more powerful thanks to mental insanity, actually more reminiscent of Silver Age Superman, the guy who was able to hold 20 planets at once. Superboy Prime is strong enough to move planets at fast light speed with ease, fight against the Teen Titans, the Justice Society, and the Doom Patrol, and say he wasn't even trying, one-shot Power Girl, barrel through a 300-mile thick Green Lantern construct, wanted to fight against the entire Green Lantern Corps, beat two Supermen at the same time, even killed one of them, broke out of the Phantom Zone, and even altered reality with his punches. So it's definitely safe to say that he's ridiculously strong. And just as he's ridiculously strong, he's just as ridiculously durable. He said that Black Adam's punches just tickled him, took hits from Bart Allen, who at the moment had absorbed the whole Speed Force, tanked the World War explosion, which is a galaxy-destroying attack capable of annihilating the entire Milky Way, withstood a Guardian of the Universe self-destructing right in front of him, ripped up a weakened Anti-Monitor to pieces, which is an impressive durability feat, as a mere touch on the Anti-Monitor killed a Guardian of the Universe. While for the most part, Superboy Prime was okay. Prime is also insanely fast. He's able to escape the Speed Force, before then had been deemed impossible. Stop 3 different flashes from speed blitzing him, and it took Bart absorbing the whole Speed Force to outpace Superboy Prime. So he's got heat vision that's powered to shoot straight through green and yellow lanterns, and even penetrate the chest of Superman, and freeze breath that can instantly freeze opponents. So, that's we got one corner. One of the strongest and most powerful villains in the DC universe, Superboy Prime. But, and in the ring, at the corner, well, it's Martian Manhunter gone bad, Fernus. Decades ago, John Jones was teleported to Earth from Mars, left stranded. Since then, he's used extraordinary abilities to protect and serve the people of Earth. Martian Manhunter possesses powers and abilities that are common to all Martians, but he's routinely shown that he is the most powerful member of his race. However, Manhunter was given a fear of fire to limit his true power. When this went away, the Fernus was unlocked, a powerful alternate psyche able to hang with the best of them. So 20,000 years before all this, an extremely dangerous race of beings called the Burning would cause large fires to help themselves reproduce asexually. And to prevent the Burning from destroying much of the universe, the Guardian of the Universe took the Burning and split the species into the Green Martians and the White Martians, changed their reproductive behavior, and instilled in them a fear of fire. When Martian Manhunter confronted his fear of fire, he actually reverted back into one of the ancient creatures, changed his name to Fernus. Now when Fernus first came onto the scene, he attempted to do things across the world with good intentions. Basically, he took it upon himself to right the wrongs in the world. He telepathically crippled Lex Luthor. He restored sanity to everyone in Arkham Asylum. He blinded terrorists by forcing them to stare up at the sun for hours. And even forced the leaders of 17 world countries to sit down and negotiate a peace. He beat the Justice League on 3 separate occasions. And actually didn't just beat them, but thoroughly trashed the team. Like one time, Fernus said that he had beaten them before they even had time to scream. And he considered this kind of slow. He's tagged Flash while moving at superhuman speed, phased Superman into a table and took him out, choked Wonder Woman out of her own lasso of truth, and Batman had no plan on how to defeat Fernus the Burning, except for when Plastic Man came through. He still got all of his other powers as well, like invisibility, phasing, shapeshifting, Martian vision, and Martian breath. Now that his fear of fire has been removed, He's actually got pyrokinesis as well. He's even killed 80 to 100 different white Martians, who are all incredibly powerful characters in their own right. And throughout all this, Furnus made it abundantly clear that he could have killed everyone immediately using his telepathy, but didn't because he has a more savage and warlike nature and enjoyed the fight. So, who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, today we got two of the greatest villains the Justice League has ever faced going head to head: Superboy Prime versus Fernus. And on top of that, both of these villains are versions of two Justice League's most iconic members, Superman and Martian Manhunter, respectively. So, who's coming out on top here? Well, let's break it down. And the first thing we gotta take a look at here is physicality. Now, Superboy Prime is kinda infamous for just his sheer overwhelming physical power, and he can take on essentially any hero or team of heroes who come his way. And just to be clear here, we're talking about Superboy Prime in this fight, not Superman Prime, where Superboy was amped with the powers of the Guardians, he's able to do things like battle against Monarch and torture Mr. Mixtaplik. No, today, he's using Superboy Prime. So how strong is Prime? Well, for starters, he's capable of moving planets while flying faster than the speed of light. He's able to fight against the Justice Society, the Teen Titans, and the Doom Patrol all at the same time, saying that he wasn't even really trying. He's broken out of the Phantom Zone just by punching his way out. Before Prime came along, it was supposed to be impossible. Basically, the word impossible doesn't apply to Superboy Prime. He's torn through a 300-mile thick wall of sheer willpower of ease, fought the entire Green Lantern Corps by himself. During the Sinestro Corps War, Prime was able to fight against pretty much everyone: the Green Lantern Corps, the Yellow Lantern Corps, even the heroes of Earth. He's even ripped apart and tore through a weakened Anti-Monitor, throwing the remaining pieces of him to the edge of the universe. Superboy Prime was able to overpower and beat Sodom Yet, enhanced with the Ion Entity, which is insanely impressive. But Fernus is also a definite team buster too. I mean, he effortlessly beat the Justice League on 3 separate occasions, gutting Green Lantern, phasing Superman and taking him out of the entire fight, nearly choking Wonder Woman to death with her own lasso, and that was just on one occasion. He beat them 2 other times on top of that. In fact, the only reason the heroes were able to beat Fernus was because Martian Manhunter came out into the fight and defeated the monster. I was able to kill about 80 or so white Martians with absolutely no problem. And each white Martian has proven that they're insanely strong and powerful, being on par with beings like Superman and Martian Manhunter. In fact, these white Martians were the same ones who had stomped every single hero on the planet back in the Terra Incognito run. Yet Fernus beat all of them. So then about durability. Well, being able to take down whole superhero teams by himself, Superboy Prime is obviously incredibly durable. One of the most durable villains in all of comics. He's taken multiple blows from Bart Allen, while Bart had absorbed the whole Speed Force into himself. He said that punches of Black Adam only tickled him, taking blasts from the Guardians of the Universe, also to rip apart a weakened Anti-Monitor. And while that might sound more like a strength feat than just a durability feat, a Guardian of the Universe was fried just by touching the Anti-Monitor. Superboy Prime only got a few cuts and scratches. He's taken the War World explosion, which said to be capable of wiping out the entire Milky Way galaxy. And in one last desperate attempt to stop Prime, a Guardian of the Universe self-destructed literally right in front of his face, and even that didn't permanently put Superboy Prime down. Now, Fernus, well, he's just as durable as Martian Manhunter, probably even more durable, and also has the power to phase and turn intangible, as well as heal from attacks. But honestly, not many heroes ever even got the chance to land an attack on Fernus. So, don't really know how durable Fernus actually is. And then, finally, we'll talk about speed. Superboy Prime is easily one of the fastest guys in the whole DC universe. I mean, he's gone up against Barry, Wally, and Jay, and stopped them from speed blitzing him. Multiple speedsters had to team up to trap him in the Speed Force, and several versions of Flash admitted that Prime was too fast and too strong for them to handle. However, even though speed is an important factor, Superboy Prime actually isn't the smartest using this power in a fight. I mean, we're talking about a guy who forgot that he was vulnerable to red solar radiation. He's not really the sharpest tool in the shed. In terms of speed, Prime usually tends to just take attacks and rely on his durability, rather than dodge any punches coming his way. On the other hand of Fernus, well, he said that it took just 15 seconds to gather all the information on the Fortress of Solitude from Superman's mind. 30 seconds to learn to operate the Phantom Zone generator, and probably most impressively, said he was able to beat the Justice League in the time that it almost took them to scream. And he was criticizing himself for this as well, saying this kind of speed was sloppy. However, it's kinda debatable how fast Fernus was actually moving, because Batman was actually able to teleport and slip away, while Fernus got Superman and Flash, who are both much faster than Batman, to be able to process what was happening much faster as well. But I don't think it will just come down to physical attacks, because both of these villains have so many other powers and constantly use them in a fight. I mean, when Fernus fought against the Justice League, he wasn't using his strength and physicality, but was mentally manipulating and tormenting them, using his intelligibility to actually phase and take out his opponents, and using his invisibility to remain hidden throughout the whole fight. They never knew where the attacks were coming from. He's even got pyrokinesis now, to manipulate fire. However, really want to single in on his telepathy. I mean, you think Martian Manhunter is a powerful telepath? Just take a look at Fernus. John was struggling to keep the Joker's mind sane, while Fernus is turning all of Arkham Asylum sane and forcing them to face the tragedy and evil in his other crimes. That just shows what kind of upgrade we're talking about here. It was even said multiple times that Fernus could have beaten the Justice League and killed all of them in a second just by using his telepathy. Only thing is, while Fernus could have done all that, he didn't because of his brutal and savage nature. He loves a fight, as he stated while taking his time to defeat the White Martians. And so that is why he never uses telepathy against the Justice League in a lethal way. However, with that being said, Fernus' telepathy is going to be very, very problematic for Superboy Prime. You see, he's got no particular durability to telepathic attacks, powerful enough to casually turn the Joker sane. And like we said earlier, Fernus at his core is a telepathic fighter. In fact, in the second fight of the Justice League, he didn't even bother to physically fight them all, just wasted their mind like it was nothing. So we'll do the exact same thing here. Superboy's only real hope is just to go insanely fast right out of the gate. And even that's not a sure thing, considering that Martian Manhunter has kept pace with a bloodlusted Barry Allen, and Speedblitz a bunch of white Martians who are giving people like Superman and Wally West trouble. So good luck to Superboy Prime to move too fast for Fernus before Fernus just instantly destroys his mind. And honestly, I think that's the most likely thing to happen here. At his core, Superboy Prime is a physical fighter. It can be most anyone in a physical fight, even a team buster like Fernus. But that doesn't really matter here, because at his core, Fernus is a telepathic fighter, something that Superboy Prime has absolutely no counter for. And Fernus is definitely fast enough to where Superboy's speed won't be a problem. Fernus is coming out on top here. Fernus wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure that like button, subscribe button, turn notification on the DanCo army, and I will see you all next time.